Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction for Kubera Season 2, Episode 135 onward. Don't know how many I'll do. I was planning to only do 3 because I had some other stuff I needed to do, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do that other stuff first so that I can read Kubera for as long as I want to. So honestly, I can kind of read as long as I want. The only issue is that it's like 4:30 p.m. and however long I read, I also then have to edit and render and upload and all of that. So there is that. So I'm probably not going to go that long, like 30 minutes to an hour, something like that. 3 chapters, we'll see how long it is. 5 chapters, we'll see how long it is. We'll just see what happens, because I don't know if we're going to be getting into any more action-y stuff, and that's shorter to read usually. But I'm excited. I do have a bunch of other videos. I've got I think I have 11 videos recorded that I haven't had any time to edit or anything, which is why I kind of wanted to keep Kubera short, because I want to have time to work on that other stuff eventually. Also, I need to get ready to do an ORV stream tomorrow to do a character ranking for ORV. So there is all of that other stuff. But I would say I considered taking a week off, but I didn't really. I do not want to take a week off from Kubera. I am so excited. I really want to keep reading and see what happens next. So yeah, as far as this next arc goes, there's like 30 episodes. So I don't know how long the videos will be. It'll depend on how much time I have. This one I kind of wanted to keep a little bit shorter because I have other things I want to do. But if we get around to like next Monday and I have like nothing else to do, you know, it might be a bit on the longer side. It just depends. It's not like one of those where I'm like, okay, I want to do one arc, or okay, I want to do a half an arc, split it in half. I'm kind of just free to do however many I want until we're done with this. And also there is, I think on Webtoons, there's a side chapter called like Punishment between the end of this arc and the start of the next one. So just tell me if I should read that in the Webtoons order, if the Webtoons order is the right order to read things in. Just confirm it for me, if you don't mind. But yeah, either way, with that aside, I guess let's just start reading. We'll read, we'll do the afterword after each one, and we'll continue on from there. So we're starting this time with a flashback, I'm assuming. Asha, I'm over here, open the door, to when she Hotimaruted her. I saw the shape of her mouth reciting a spell, but I could only hear her very faintly. Let me make sure the audio looks good and you can see everything. All right. Okay, looks fine. So I believed that I was mistaken, that there was no way that could be. She pulled a typical Lee's move, that she couldn't possibly use a spell like that on me in that situation. Man. Just the feeling from that panel. Your Justice and Mine, Part 1. Hoti Asvins. Wow, I can say your recovery magic is better than mine for sure. I'm better at a lot of other spells than you. But is Lise okay? What happened to her? She said she just swung the Sword of Return at her, but a red light came out of it and the railing smashed. Oh, yeah, from the end of last time. She says she doesn't know why, but looks like she accidentally used a transcendental. I was thinking we were going to just pick up directly and carry on from there, but we're actually skipping a little bit of time. She seemed really sorry when I said I would handle the repair for the railing, since she had to rush off somewhere. Hold on, Ron. Let's get this, or just get this straight. I'm the one who did the repair, not you. I love that Ron's like, oh yeah, I can do it. Basically, Valen tells Rana, and then is like, oh yeah, I had to do this for her, just taking the credit. Sorry, Professor, is there anything you'd like to eat? Ron, have a gold card. Jeez, now you're just talking big. Sorry, but individual visits are not possible right now, since she's a Class A magic offender with a proven charge of magic murder. She's on the magic offender registry, oh no. If you tell me what you wish to communicate to her, I'll review it and then relay your message to her. Yeah, it's alright. It's not something I can say to anyone else. Well, bye then. She leaves. This is so good. The drama. Isn't it? Well, I mean, like, you know, I feel like every time I say something, there's like comments being like, well, actually, and then like explaining something that doesn't need to be explained. Not good as in literally a good thing. Good as in it is dramatic and good storytelling. Isn't she the girl who stood up for Asha earlier? Yeah, but she seems completely different from earlier. I wonder what happened. She walks alone through a dark forest. Lise, so you really did come to see Asha. Could we talk just for a minute? Is it true that Kaz is alive? Yeah. It was, huh? So it really was him that I saw on the day I left Terra. Then, is it also true that Asha knew about that and kept it from me? Well, that is true, Lise, but the blue writing is just my personal opinion. No, you were at the very least right about how I felt. It's true that I ended up depending on Asha, because I thought I had nothing left. And it's also true that I wouldn't have put my life on the line for revenge if I'd met Kaz. I know myself better than anyone. The only thing that you were wrong about is this. The part about me not knowing that Asha tried to kill me. You were wrong about that, Mirha. I remember the moment when Asha was about to kill me. You'd be totally wrong to think that it was all for my sake, to keep all of this hidden from me. My smile resembles my father's. What meaning does smiling have when it's through complete deception such as this? Lise, first just listen to what I have to say. Your father was a hero in Karte. I deeply respected him with all my heart, so the person here right now is Lise Hyas, not Rao Lise. Not because I look like someone, or because I have a special name. Can't you just look at me for who I am? Am I completely useless without those features? Why does everyone... And she thinks about Yuta. Why? Why won't you come? Why aren't you here now? Don't go. You can't go. Come back. Please come back. It's better to have my body ripped apart than to have my heart ripped apart. Lise, who are you looking for? What's gotten into you all of a sudden? Lise? And we have... Yeah, meanwhile, Yuta. Something doesn't feel right. She doesn't seem to be in any particular danger, but is something wrong? I'll just go check on her. If it's nothing, I can just leave again. Northern Eloth, the transport ship terminal. Wait, this ship goes between Calibloom and Aero Plateau. Why did it come here? Okay, so now it's at Eloth. There was a problem with the ship on its way from Calibloom to Aero Plateau. Lute said that he would inspect the ship himself, so he told us to change its direction to Eloth. He should have said that before they loaded it up with packages in Aero Plateau. This just gives us more work. Hey, new guys, take out all the packages and sort them out. Okay. Will you be able to carry that? Aren't you going to use Hoti Kubera? I can hold this much without magic. Don't push yourself. No one cares how strong you are around here. Shoot, I knew I should have focused on Bhavati Vayu when I was in school. Apparently you get chosen for the transport ship team right away as long as you're able to talk while using that spell. My brother says that spell is all he has, and yet he's on the transport ship team now. As long as you don't mind getting motion sickness, he says there's almost nothing hard about the job. Plus, they pay you double. Hey, look at this. What's in here? The prepaid shipping cost is worth an entire month of my salary. What, a month's salary? Let me see. I want to see too. Wow, it's sure going far. Terra? It even says it's going from Misty Shore to Terra by teleportation. That's nuts. What the hell could be in here for someone to blow this much money on it? It hardly weighs anything. Is it expensive clothing or something? Oh. And then I realize right before it happens. You shouldn't have told them to suddenly turn the transport ship around. Not only do we have complaints from the employees, but we're going to have to pay some serious compensation for the packages getting to Calibloom late. I had no choice. If I had said that the ship is heading to Eloth for an inspection, they may have realized what was going on at first. So, I, myself, do not understand the appeal of the foot friends out there, the foot fetish people. Would they really, really dislike Tilda? Moving on, though. They may have realized what was going on first, so in order to preserve the evidence, I had no choice but to change the direction, while making it look like it was headed for Calibloom. And we have a bunch of people yelling now after a boom. Judah? And we have chaos. To be continued. Alright, fun first chapter. Things are like, of course, it's like there's some levity here with a bit of the Yuta comedy, but it's very thick angst right now with Lee's and Yuta and everything going on. So I need to see what happens. Let's continue. But first, gotta talk about the afterwards. So we have, as we enter the longest chapter, the Kubera thumbnail changes to Lee's. There's a bit more work to be done before the thumbnails are released. It's also fun to watch the process of the current Lee's changing into the thumbnail Lee's. The reason I changed the thumbnail is I think it'd be helpful to change the thumbnail at this point to change the mood or something. For those of you who have been collecting Kubera and putting it aside to look at, I can tell you that the story's now entered a new phase. From here on, the story goes like bang, 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 bang. If you don't watch it on time and get spoiled somewhere, it's not fun. Ron, who jumped from being a topology failure to a AA. But the problem is that topology is still a failing skill. It doesn't really matter though, since it's almost always correct, even if you just write it by feeling. Yuta has to hunt in an awkward manner without being able to completely transform due to Symphony. Then Tilda didn't look short next to Saha, but she becomes short next to Lutz. And then, for those who are having trouble finding the chapter Night the Flames Fall, chapters from part 1, blah blah blah, chapter will have at least 20 episodes. Okay? And 192 empathy. But either way, I can't wait to continue reading, so let's keep going. Season 2, episode 136 starts with, "Go on, tell me exactly where the remaining humans are now. It requires a lot of vigor to find names. You know that I'm not in very good health right now, and we have God Kubera and Sagara. I know, but still, since this is the final attack, shouldn't we be as thorough as possible? We didn't come this far for nothing. Well, if it's that hard, just check whether one of them is in Rent Hollow. It's not even that far away. Don't tell me you're going to whine about even that being too hard. All I have to do is tell you that, then you won't call on me anymore until this fight is finished. I won't call on you, even if someone tells me to. You have your own job to do. There is definitely one person in Rent Hollow. The location is almost exactly the same as the last time I checked. The person seems to be staying at the center of the city. Okay, then we'll attack Rent Hollow as planned. Just wait here, and the moment that human dies, do the thing that you've been preparing for. Sagara? What? Don't die. Of course I won't." And then, Your Justice and Mine, Part 2. Sorry for causing trouble. I was mistaken because my scarf had fallen into the wrong hands. The tablet converts as writing to voice. It's still under development, so the voice output is female. No, that is quite alright. I can see why you misunderstood the situation. It's more than enough that you managed to stop when you did. Sorry to interrupt, but do you have to speak with such formality, Lutz? Even your brother isn't that formal with him. Just speak casually, guys. I don't care about that kind of thing. Really? Then we can all speak. I will continue to speak formally. As will I. The shift. A magician who is able to use deadly spells is actually a very dangerous being. It doesn't mean that a person with the power to kill dozens or hundreds of people in an instant with just a single word is living amongst the defenseless people of this complex city. Or it means that a person with the power to kill dozens or hundreds of people. Okay. Almost all damages can be reversed using recovery magic, but death is difficult to turn back. Before the Great Upheaval, there were some magicians who could use Hoti Vishnu, but as it is an extremely advanced spell, it came at a high cost. I won't do it for any less than this. If you don't like it, you can find another magician. If you can accept the risk of their names being registered in the underworld while you're looking for another magician, that is. With all kinds of strange tales going around about the principles of that spell, there were some people who refused in advance to let their time be turned back with that spell. Have you heard the rumors? It'd probably be better to have our names go on the Do Not Resurrect list. True, if the rumors are true, it would be better to just die. With or without Hoti Vishnu, death is not a matter to be taken lightly. So, the most important virtue for magicians, since before the Great Upheaval until now, has always been valuing human lives. Asha's someone who disregarded that basic virtue and committed murder. And this is another layer that makes the murdering and resurrecting of the haves even worse, because we still don't know quite what the rumors of sort of side effects to being resurrected are. So Asha was basically, again, if those are something that stick with you even after death, like if you're resurrected and die again, you go to like a bad afterlife or something, then that would be something that she's basically dooming these people to by resurrecting them without their permission. But on top of that, if it's again something that's bad that comes, like if there's some great side effect that comes with it, then forcing people to be resurrected against their will like that, especially again and again repeatedly, makes what Asha did, it like adds another layer to how bad it could possibly be. Then that's different for humans. Since it's natural for us to eat and be eaten, we don't place much value on life. So you don't understand this human concept. No, I understand. There are many times when I'm jealous that they don't have to eat one another. Well, in spite of her committing murder like that, Asha's targets are very clear, and she's not an indiscriminate murderer, so she's not an immediate threat to us. Her abilities are also far too great for us to get rid of with execution. Maybe not in a peaceful situation, but with the city being threatened like this, she's a talented individual who's very difficult to give up. That's why I figured that no matter how this meeting turned out, they'd not actually be able to execute her, and that's exactly how it turned out. The goal of this meeting is not to execute Asha. Whatever happens, her execution will be postponed, so pay no attention to what's going on over here and protect Tilda and Eloth. You need to be there when I can't. Okay, so I guess that's something that Saha told him. So it adds even more depth that Saha wasn't actually trying, or wasn't actually at least planning for Asha to be killed. But from Asha's perspective, whether she does get executed or imprisoned, it's clear that she'll lose her freedom. So I was suspicious of why on earth she herself would choose to go to Air Plateau. Or I was trying to remember, was the letter actually something that Claude or Asha gave Lutz? I don't remember. So I was suspicious of why on earth she herself would choose to go to Air Plateau. Why'd you decide to reveal it now after hiding it all this time? I thought about it a lot, but it seemed like the better way to go. Are you saying you've decided to turn yourself in out of guilt? No. I wouldn't be able to do this kind of thing if I had any sense of guilt left. I got rid of that emotion long ago, and we saw a bit of that before. She said she didn't turn herself in out of a sense of guilt, which means that there's a reason that she can't run away herself, or that she has another plan. I do not think Asha's evil, but I also do not think she's a wholly good person either. I simply prepared a safety net, since there was no telling what a high-ranking magician will do when backed into a corner. As there was an unknown explosion on the transport ship, now we can properly use it. Are you asking me to help you check this video? I was originally going to do this with Tilda, but since you're already here, I'd appreciate it if you would help me. There are 64 security cameras installed on the transport ship, and the tapes are as long as the travel time, so it'll take a lot of time to check all of these. So we still don't know what the deal is with the sabotaging and the brown-haired person. Alright, but is there any way to make the videos play any more quickly? Oh, this is to make the overall speed quicker, and this is to make it slower, and this one is to pause the video. If you want to control a certain screen, you need to push the screen number at the same time. And we have them analyzing it. Look, you're not just watching one screen, you have to watch all 64 of them. Can you check it properly if you watch it that quickly? And he pauses it. The person behind that woman, that's Claude, right? He passed by number 3 and 19, so I suggest you take a closer look and check carefully. Claude, that bastard. And then we see Lee's going into the elevator, followed by Asha. And then when he brought her back. And then Asha, again, taking the scarf. So, Claude was the cause of the explosion. Didn't you see him in the transport ship the day before it left? You should have stopped him then. Still, he is a priest, so I figured it'd be okay. He may do a lot of very strange things, but I didn't think he was this insane. Anyway, we found the cause of the explosion, thanks to you. Could you please check to see if there are any other... And then the gem breaks. Oh my god, what have you done to the memory? I just brought that here from the transport ship. That was our only piece of evidence. Hold on, Tilda. He looks upset. I wonder if he did that out of anguish. or if even now he's trying to, because I don't know if Lutz and Tilda noticed the stuff with him and with Asha there, and I wonder if, because of the things he knows about Asha, it's not that he's on Asha's side necessarily. I wonder if he broke it out of anguish, or if he broke it to keep other people from knowing more about what Asha did there, and Yuta being involved maybe potentially too. Maybe he wants to handle things with Asha himself, and he did it in order to hide that evidence. It looks like you still haven't managed to take off that hide of bondage you're wearing. Shall I tell you a way to take it off right now? But I just tried to remodel it recently, so I cannot remodel it right now, even with the best materials. No, I'm not saying you should remodel the hide of bondage. I'm saying you should use it as a material to remodel this scarf. Okay, so Yuta does have his own plans. This was a really, really good one. I like the security system sort of technology that Kubera has going on. All of their like magic technology is a really cool part of the world. Lutz is a character that I really, really, really like a lot. It's nice to see more of Tilda. If she gets more developed, that's good. And I liked Yuta here. Again, at the end, I like the vagueness where it's like, okay, is he destroying it because he's emotionally distraught over seeing these details, like actually just getting to visually see what happened? Or is he doing it to kind of hide a little bit of the evidence so that he can handle things on his own? Because this is kind of a personal matter with his relationships with Lise and Asha, and maybe he wants to just get involved himself and handle things himself without other people having that evidence, especially depending on what it is he wants to do about the Asha situation. It may make even more sense in the future. So, yeah. Either way, though, let's go read the afterword. Afterword this time says, "Are you curious about the structure of that armor? Take off the cloak. Let's continue watching this chapter." Then, although Tilda is older than Lutz or Saha, she always uses formal language because she prioritizes her position. This is because Lutz and Saha are priests. But when I get excited, I start speaking informally. Part 2, episode 94. Okay, so I think instead of it's talking about Tilda. Then seriously, all of Yuta's lines in this episode were spoken in a woman's voice. I picture it, like, to me in my head, it's like just like the Siri text-to-speech type voice. Like he just has the generic text-to-speech. Then don't trust Yuta with expensive equipment. Then there was a cut where the blood vessel-like mark on Yuta's chest, blood vessel-like mark. Okay, so I guess like one of the marks was wrong or the mark was missing and they needed to edit to add it. 156 empathy. So either way, I think I am, let me see, how long did that take to read? I think I am, both of these took around 12 minutes, only going to do one more just because I do, like I mentioned, have all that other stuff to do and I want to make sure I get this done. So I'm going to do just one more chapter. So let's finish things out strong with Your Justice and Mine Part 3. We have Do You Feel Better Now? Mira. Sorry, I was so upset earlier. I shouldn't have taken my anger out on you, but I just had to vent my rage since I couldn't meet Asha and ask her about it. Sorry I was so harsh. That's okay. It wasn't harsh. That was barely a grumble, let alone harsh. Lise, I think you were like Rao, but I think you're also like me. When I was a child, acting like I was fine when I was not, pretending not to be sick even when I was, always smiling in an effort to keep even one more person by my side. It may even seem foolish, but right now I actually miss that time when I was so innocent, since I can't return to it. No matter how hard I try to smile, I can't smile like I did as a child. All that's left is a forced, somewhat pretentious, shadowed smile. People change like that when they suffer a great betrayal. That's why I wanted you to keep that smile of yours for a bit longer, Lise. I apologize if you're upset that I hid the truth. I didn't mean anything bad by it, really. Okay. Right, Lise. Shall I contact Kaz for you? If I send notice to the Atera Magic Academy... No, don't contact them. Why? They already think I'm dead, and they've probably all adapted to their situation by now. I don't really need to go back. Still, didn't you want to see them? I thought you wouldn't have put your life on the line for revenge if you had known they were alive. That's true, or rather it was. But not now, Mirha. since I don't have much time left to live anyway. If I go back to my friends, I would just make them sad in a few years anyway. It's better this way. And again, I really see once again where Lisa's coming from. Your Justice and Mine, Part 3. Like, it's sad, but I get where she's coming from. Hold on. Think it over again, Lise. I understand that you want revenge. I felt something similar before, although it wasn't exactly the same. I was a survivor from the collapsed planet Carte, and everyone who was close to me died. Asha, who I didn't even have a chance to meet after entering school, was the closest person that I had. Everyone I knew vanished to thin air. My dad was here in Wilrav, but since we couldn't move between planets after the Great Upheaval, at the time I didn't even have a hope of seeing my dad. After losing everything so quickly and falling into the deepest pit. At first, all I could think was that I wanted to die. Then later, all I wanted was to kill the bastard who drove me into that situation. If I could have done it on my own, I would have probably torn him to death 100 times. Mirha. But Lise, this is revenge on a high-rank Shura, nothing else. Revenge where we only have a slim chance of succeeding, even if we give our lives up, with a high chance of dying a meaningless death. However short your remaining lifespan may be, it's much more valuable than revenge. Even if your lifespan runs out tomorrow when you die, it's more valuable to live even a little bit longer and smile than to throw away your life today. For the sake of those who passed away before you, and for your own sake. Thank you for saying that. But my responsibility is too great just to back down from it. Responsibility? Well, the attack on my village was because of me, right? What? Who said that? That's not true. The Shuras who attacked you are the bad ones. It wasn't your fault, even if they attack again in the future. There's no need for you to take responsibility like that. It's not like you chose your name either. Then is it my dad's fault for naming me this? Mirha, you said you respect my dad, right? So did I, since I was a child. Those feelings didn't even change until I was in Calibloom. But now I'm not sure. Honestly, right now, I feel like I can't go on living if I don't take responsibility like this, or don't take responsibility for this. I wish I had met Kaz a bit earlier, before I came this far. I knew both of you would come looking for me, and we cut over to Saha. But I didn't think you'd both show up together this late at night. Send me to Rindhollow. Please stop her, says Mirha. One at a time. I'm not feeling very well right now. I heard that the Shuras around Rindhollow are getting ready to attack, so I want to help out their support team there. I have 2 godly items, and I can use Hoti Kubera and Bhavati Kubera. I won't be a burden. No, she's not ready for that. She'll only get in the way if she goes. Well, if that's so, then what about all the fighters who got lower scores than me in the test of the sword? Well, those kinds of battles are mostly for magicians. Passing the test of the sword with top marks means you can't falter as a fighter. Plus, she has 2 highly valuable godly items. I think she's more than qualified to help. But Saha, I know, Lise is one of the people with the name Kubera. She was the only person on the transport ship without an ID. Normally, she should be protected instead of being set into a danger zone. But unfortunately, Lise is the one with the Sword of Return right now. In a battle against high-rank Shuras with ridiculous regeneration powers, there's a huge difference between whether the owner of the Sword of Return participates or not. Plus, it's not like we can hand Lisa's sword over to anyone else. So, it'd be good if Lise helped out, even by throwing the sword from a distance and retrieving it. I could do that. I may not be good with Transcendentals, but I've practiced that a lot. Good, Lysias. And again, I don't know how much to trust Saha here. Separating Lise from Asha and then sending Lise into battle, you know? I don't, fully trust Saha. I appreciate you volunteering to offer support in Rindhollow, where not even top rankers want to go. You're exactly the kind of person we need in this age. But there's no need for you to move to Rindhollow, since you'll end up there just by staying here. And I guess the island is going to move? We're ready to move the city. Alright, then we'll start moving it now. Our destination is Rindhollow. After combining the barriers around the two cities, in the air above Rindhollow, we will annihilate the Shuras surrounding Rindhollow. That makes sense too. Double the amount of barriers. And now, I wonder, is it just like a teleportation type deal? We see potentially new bondage bondage uniform. Bondage form. It looks cool though. I like this look. Okay, to be continued. I really want to keep reading, but I also really want to actually get this video done and have not have yet another video just sitting on my computer that I need to edit. So I'm going to end after I read this afterward. Afterward this time says, if cities can be overlapped, they always overlap. So why is Zero Plateau so isolated? The reason is, and then that scene from Part 1, Episode 1. Then, although it's half covered when wearing a coat, Saha has long hair. Then how this was modified will be explained in the next episode. The part where Malcolm was underdrawn's been corrected and extinction's not a typo, it means completely eliminate, then fixed a coloring error. Empathy 132. Okay, cannot wait to get to read more. I'm excited for more of it, but I'm going to end the video here. The 3 chapters were very, very good, but you know, even though they are a smaller part of a greater whole of this arc, I really think that on their own, they still hold up really well. I enjoyed it a lot. Let me go to this. But I don't think I have much more to say that I didn't say while reading. Hopefully next time I'm in maybe a little bit less of a time crunch and I can just kind of chill, maybe read more than 3. But for now, thank you. I'll see you next time. So like if you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of these chapters, my first thoughts and reaction. Subscribe for more Kubera, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you would link to the Discord server, it's free and open for anyone. If you would like to help support the channel by dropping a super thanks or sharing, it's appreciated. If you want to help support the channel, get your name at the end of videos and get One Piece videos a bit early, you can hit join down below to become a member, or go to patreon.com/HakuOfTheTubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. Thank you to people who are already members and patrons. Thank you to chosen regulars Evan Hawley and Bertie Wooster, Magical Girls, FR Nono, JA and the D-Van, Sheridan Students, David Langstaff and Volded Ghoul, Slayer Candidates, SG and Stan Cedar, and Pure Elements, Pater DL, and Elza the Storyteller. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.